morning, everyone. Welcome to our live training of eIMMIGRATION. My name is Vanessa Vargas on behalf of Cerenade. I want to thank you for joining us today. Today, we're going to do a client portal related features webinar, and this is being recorded. You can always watch the video when you go to our channel on YouTube. It's called Cerenade Academy. We highly recommend that you subscribe to the channel. So again, today we're covering client portal related features. If you have any questions, you can message me. There is a questions icon on your GoToWebinar where you can message me throughout the training. And also, I am going to be sharing my PowerPoint presentation where you can click on the links and follow along. All right, well, let's get started. Let me show you what we're going to be covering today. So what's the look and feel of client portal? Maybe you haven't seen it. I recommend that you create like a dummy account so that you can, log in as if you were a client. I'm going to show you today how to share the access with your clients and also how to send them questionnaires, what happens when the clients answer those questionnaires in the portal, and how to accept them. Of course, you can share a form as HTML via client portal so they can review and make changes. We're going to be covering some of these optional modules that you need to be subscribed to, such as messaging, billing, custom reports, and more. There is a way for you to share logs with your clients when you enter a note or a comment, not just with your team, but if it's something that instead of sending an email, you rather just share the log. It's a read-only access, which is good. Clients cannot delete, and you can always share. Another optional module that you should be subscribed to if you do mostly like employment-based cases, it's called case initiation requests. So I'll show you today how you can enable that feature. So like, let's say HR managers or the business clients can request new cases from you. Also, how can the employer send questionnaires to employees? Another optional module that is related to a client portal would be the Acuity integration, where you can share your calendar availability for clients to make appointments from the client portal. All right, so like I said, this is being recorded. You can download my PowerPoint presentation if you click on handouts, and you can also message me if you have any questions. Okay. All right, let me switch my screen. I'm going to log into my caseworker portal. Okay. And again, if you have questions, you can message me. We have through the webinar some polls, and I'll have a Q&A session as well. Okay. So as I said earlier, if you guys want to create like a dummy account just so that you can pretend, hey, what happens when I do this? What does the client see? I highly recommend that. I also want to show you what the client portal looks like because maybe you haven't seen it yet. Your logo should go there. If you haven't updated your logo yet, I also recommend that you do that. And you do that in the administrator portal. So let me make sure that my screen, yes, I'm on the same page. All right, so to access the administrator portal, once you log into the caseworker portal, on the top right corner, you're going to see settings and then administrative tools. Here in the administrative portal, if you scroll down to application settings, on the right-hand side, you should see branding. So when you click on branding, this is where you upload your logo. So that way, when your clients log into the client portal, they can see your logo. Okay, let me switch back to the client portal. That's my logo. It has to be 300 by 70 pixels, by the way, in GIF format. All right, so what happens when the clients log into the client portal? This is the look and feel. There could be more features. You can always, and I'm going to go over that, you could always hide or unhide these icons from your clients on a case-by-case basis. You can choose that. But overall, like your clients can review questionnaires and forms that you can share with them. You could also allow them to upload documents. If you share, let's say, a documents checklist, they can upload the evidence from here. And you can also share logs, like I said, read-only access where they can just, these are just test things, like notes and result status or notes from the call. But yeah, you can just share. They can read those notes, but they can't reply or delete. Of course, we have other features that we're going to cover today, such as billing or messaging, reports, etc. Okay, let's go back to our caseworker module, our caseworker portal. Please let me know if you have any questions, okay? I'm going to show you how to share access for your clients to log in. If you haven't created an account, just click on Create Client Contact, and of course, create the account for that prospect or active client. If you have an existing client, you can click on this icon to search on the left, and we're going to search for that person. You can just enter a few letters to narrow down the search. Click Find. And if you want a shortcut, if you want to save time, I suggest that you use this Load More Data button. That allows you to go straight to any of these quick links, including this one, Client Access, which is the one we're going to be needing today. Let me delete so I can show you how to create. Let me know if you guys have any questions at this point, okay? So what I'm going to be showing right now is how to share access with your clients for them to log in into the client portal. I am accessing an account, and I clicked on Client Access. I actually use a shortcut, but it's the same thing. Client Access, and you're going to provide a login name, which it could be their email address, or it could be something easier for them to just type. Also, for the password, you can either generate the password automatically, or you can enter something easy for them to remember. They are going to change the password anyways for security reasons. There's no need for you to keep track of the password. I'll tell you later why, because there's no need, and again, for security reasons. So when you create the access, you can send them an email. You should send them an email with the username and password. Now, this email, this message, is our default template. But I don't know if you're aware, the system has letter templates that you can create so that you can change that default one. For example, I have a client who speaks Spanish, so I'm going to share her credentials in Spanish, and I have my own template where it populates her name, and I'm providing the information in Spanish. Also, do not change the brackets or tags because the system, for security reasons, auto-populates the data once the email arrives, okay? So if you want to send this email with an attachment, this is where you can click on. Let me suggest, for example, creating like a step-by-step instructions with screenshots, or some sort of like welcome letter for your clients to know what to expect. I think that reduces phone calls a lot if they know what they're doing. So if you want to create like a cheat sheet or a step-by-step instructions and you want to attach a PDF, you can do that right here. All right, so let's send that email. Now, this is where you decide, okay, what access am I giving this client? On a case-by-case basis, you can select a specific access. For example, I don't want this person to access billing, so I can disable or I do want to enable the billing access and also allow them to deposit funds into the trust account. If I want to share reports, now remember, billing and custom reports are optional modules, as well as the case initiation request and the acuity integration. Those are optional modules, so you may or may not be subscribed to these. Okay, so for custom reports, if you want to create a report and you want to enable the access, you first enable the access to share reports, and then you pick which reports you want to share with this specific client. Okay, so I have enabled the access, but then I am looking for that report that I want to share with her. So maybe I want to share, trying to think, there was one for like passport expiration dates. Obviously, it's only going to show her data or anyone related to her that she has access to. Okay, I'm just going to add one more. Okay, so later I'll cover how to create those and enable the access, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is for you to just enable the access to some of these features, like the case initiation request, acuity calendar, which calendar. So I have to pick, for example, the calendar for consultations, the calendar for paralegal 3 or attorney 4, or like, you can customize them by either a specific calendar per attorney or a calendar for a situation, like, that you need to prepare for citizenship interview, or so you can create those through Acuity. All right, so let me know if you have any questions at this point. That's basically how you share the access with your client. Anytime that you email a client from the system, there's always a log, a record that, in this case, let me show you. These are just pin notes. Here's the email that was sent by me in Spanish, where I'm sharing the username and password. If my client says, hey, I never got the email, I could also send it from here. Okay? All right, so how do I send questionnaires to this client now that I have enabled the access to the client portal? Well, on the top left, you click Create Questionnaire, and you're going to select Send it to so-and-so. So I'm going to send it to this person. And just for today, we have covered in other trainings the option to send the passwordless link, but today I'm going to be using this one since we are covering client portal, okay? But know that basically you can do either or. When you send the questionnaires via the client portal, this is where you can choose the type of process. For example, I'm picking adjustment of status, and based on that selection, then I can see the related questionnaires. I am going to send this relatives questionnaire. Click Save. It looks like she has that one already pending, so I can't send that one. Let me see if there's another questionnaire that I haven't sent to this person. I think I did it. Okay, so let me see. Either someone used my profile, or you know what? Let me use someone else's account. Okay, let's send it to the husband. And just to make sure I know the access, let's update and now make sure that he has these enabled so I can show you. In the meantime, go ahead and send me your questions. If you have any questions, you can message me. I'm just enabling a couple of these reports. I think it was the documents uploaded and passport expiration date. Okay. All right, so let's try to send. By the way, the easiest way for you to see which questionnaires have I sent to this person is if you go to the document section under questionnaires and forms, you can see that some of these questionnaires are pending, which what I'm going to do is delete this one so I can send it right now. Okay, so you go to Create on the left, Questionnaire. You select the first option that says Send Questionnaire to, and then it shows the name of the person. And then you click Send Questionnaires via Client Portal. All right, so what I did earlier, I picked the process adjustment of status, and I see the questionnaire that I need. I just need to select the questionnaire or more than one, and I can also preview the questionnaire. Now, I need to notify the client about this questionnaire. And like I said earlier, you could add an attachment. You could change the default template. Maybe this particular client, prefers Spanish. So I have a template that provides the information in Spanish. And then I'm just going to email him. Okay, let me know if you have any questions at this point. You could also set up a reminder, which is optional. Let's say once a day, once every 3 days, or once a week. And the system can stop sending the reminders either on this expiration date or when he does send the questionnaires. All right, so let's close this window and pretend we are Francisco, the client. I'm going to log in as if I was Frank. Please let me know if you have any questions, okay? All right, so this is what happens when the client logs in after you share a questionnaire. They would go in on the left-hand side, click on Mailbox, and they can see the questionnaire. They can open it, and it's going to show the data that you have in the system. So let's say that Francisco realizes the date of birth is wrong. So if we change this information here, and maybe this is incorrect also, so let's change it. And I'm just going to change one more, the alien number. Okay. When the client submits the questionnaire, they have no access to this anymore. So tell them that if they need a copy, they must print it. Also, know that the questionnaires are available in different languages, so your clients can select a different option, and it will translate the questions, the instructions, the buttons. So at this point, again, if you needed more time to continue, they can save and work on this at a later time, or they can send it back to you when they're ready. By the way, when a client sends a questionnaire back to the attorney or caseworker, we email you. So you should be getting an email from Cerenade letting you know, hey, so-and-so has sent a questionnaire. Now, when you log in as a caseworker, you have on the top right corner some icons, and the first one shows questionnaires and forms. So if you do have a pending questionnaire form that you need to review, accept, or reject, then it's going to show a number. So you want to click on that icon. It's going to show the name of the person, the questionnaire, and the dates. So if we open, I don't recommend that you accept blindfoldly. You should review always. Trust me, clients can make changes, and if you accept, you can probably wipe the profile, overwrite. Okay, so when the client sends it back and you open it, you're going to see in red any changes. Anything that the client modified, if you click on those, there's going to be a yellow top notification that says original value of the current field is this, which means currently in the system, I've got September as his date of birth. It turns out that it was wrong and he changed it to November. So I can review the information by clicking on the fields that are highlighted. And then you have the option to either accept, it's all or nothing, and then of course you can make changes later, or you can reject it and send it back to the client, okay? When you accept it, the information is going to populate or update the account. So let's take a look. So if I go to Francisco's account as a caseworker, I can see that, yes, the correct date of birth is there, and the city of birth and the alien number, okay? Any questions, please let me know. You can message me. I'm going to show you how to share a form, an actual form, not a questionnaire, but a form with a client. So Francisco is the beneficiary for this adjustment of status case. And we've worked on the form and we have sent it to the petitioner. The reason why I know is because there's a little envelope. If I move my mouse, it says the form has been emailed as editable HTML. Let's say that I need to send this I-130 to Francisco. Let me open it first. I always recommend that when sharing a form with a client or a consulting attorney or anyone else, that you add a post-it. This icon right here is square. You can click on that and position it's just like a poster sticky note. Sorry, it looks like on your screen it still says please wait. I don't know why. I'll wait. In the meantime, for those who have caught up to my screen, because I'm showing a green sticky note, I'm going to ask you if you can respond if you're a new user or an existing user. Okay, we have a poll in progress, so just click on your screen to vote. Okay, thank you so much. All right, so let's continue. Yeah, the majority of you are new. Okay, so what am I showing now? Well, this is a sticky note. I use it to grab their attention when sharing a form. Dear client, we need you to please review this form and sign electronically, blah, blah, blah. All right, I also recommend you use your initials. Let me save the form, close it. What happens? Save and close. Okay. Now, how do I share the form as HTML? I simply need to select the form or form that I want to share. On the left, you click on those boxes. And then on the top, you should click on Email Forms as Editable HTML. Okay? Hold on. You know what? I realized that the internet connection, so I'm looking at the preview where it says Audience View, and you guys are probably not seeing. I clicked on this icon on top where it says Email Forms as Editable HTML. Okay? All right, here we go. So what I'm going to say is like, hey, please log in into your client portal. I'm sending it to Francisco. I could add an attachment. Again, I could change the letter template and then just send the email. I'm technically not emailing the form. You could email it as read-only PDF. In this situation, because I want the client to access the form, I send it via the client portal. They need to log in into the client portal. So here it is, client login. He clicked on mailbox and the form is right here. And this is exactly why I recommend the post-it so that they can know what to do. And he is supposed to just review the form and sign it electronically. So everything looks fine. The date has been updated. Perfect. So let's just sign the form as if we were Michael. Prepares. I'm just gonna. I don't even know where the signature for the applicant is, but let's just sign as if it were the petition. Okay. So they either upload a signature, they can draw it, although I don't think USCIS approves the typing. So I'll just sign, update, and submit. Okay, they have other questionnaires pending. That's why they get this warning. Let me know if you have any questions at this point. I'm going to show you what we are covering so far. Remember, you can download my PowerPoint presentation, okay? So we've covered this, and we're switching now to messaging. Messaging is one of our optional modules. You need to be subscribed to that. And also note that your client, let me open, well, technically, I'm going to open Francisco since this is the account that we are sharing today. So Francisco's account or profile, if I click on case workers, it looks like Francisco can only message me, but not the rest. So if I want Francisco to be able to, let's say, message Kevin, I just need to enable that option, okay? The other thing is, of course, the client access has been enabled, right? And of course, he can message me now, which is more secure than sending an email, okay? Let me show you how this works. Your clients, once you give them permission and access, they can click on messages and they can message you or you can message them. It's bi-directional. By the way, you can also message internally. So let me click on new message on the top right. Who am I sending this message to? See how both Kevin and I show up? That's because I enable that permission. Otherwise, it would have been just me. So now he can message these two recipients. So let's select both. Click done. They can CC, BCC. I have questions about my court hearing. I don't know. They could add an attachment and then just send the message. You will get an email from us just letting you know you've got a new message. And you just have to log in into the system. Over here on the top right corner, like I said, there are icons, and this one shows I've got 17 messages to review. And of course, here's Francisco's message. So I can just open, reply, forward, delete. Okay, so I'll just reply and scroll down. If I want to keep this message in the system, maybe I want to keep a copy under Francisco's account. And I can also send him a text message alerting Francisco, hey, you need to log in into the client portal because I send you a message. Remember, the reason why it's more secure is because everything is encrypted in the client portal. So, you're just letting them know they need to log in to read the message. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions about messaging. I am now going to cover billing information. So let's say that I need Francisco to pay for this adjustment of status. So I go into this case and I click on billing. And the first thing, let me see if I have one. No. And the first thing I need to do in order for me to create an invoice is to add expenses. Now remember, we have a training specifically for billing. If you want to learn more in detail, like how to use our billing module, you should attend the training or at least watch the video. All right, so these are the related billing items by process. I'm just going to pick this one and modify it. Maybe we normally charge $6,000, but today we're going to give them a 20% discount. We'll just put it here, 20 off. And the contract was signed on July 2nd. Anyway, so now we've got the final amount, and I'm going to create the invoice. On the right-hand side, I click on Invoices, and then I add the invoice on the left. Okay? So you need to select the person that you're billing, in this case, Francisco, and I'm going to select the expenses I'm including, as well as a template. It's usually default. And then just click Add. It's taking me to the actual invoice where I can see all the details, like what exactly am I charging, all the notes, the address. I can just change that. And at the bottom, there's a note section, although I can, message 20% de descuento. So I'm going to save the invoice and close it. Now, Francisco has access to this because it shows his name, right, for the 4,800. So, which means that if he logs into his client portal and clicks on invoices, he can see that invoice. It's right here. So if you are subscribed to our credit card processing module, you can either link your LogPay or PayPal account, and your clients can make a payment from home. Remember, they can log into this client portal from any device, basically, any browser. Okay, so they can make a payment. They can simply open the invoice and review. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Now, if you want the person to be able to deposit funds into his trust account, let me make sure that he has access to do that. So I am accessing Francisco's account under client access on the right-hand side. Just making sure that, yeah, he didn't. So let me allow. This was disabled, so I needed to allow deposit funds to the trust account. So now let me refresh the screen really quick. Notice that now this icon appears for him to deposit funds. Okay, so again, if you want the person to deposit funds into the trust account, then this should be enabled. Now, let me show you how to give them permission to run reports. As you can see here, he can access reports that I specifically enabled, and it only applies to his data. It looks like he doesn't have any passports expiring this, but he does have like a document uploaded in 2018 all right, so these are the only two reports that I've shared with him. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that. If you are subscribed to custom reports, just go into the administrator report and create the report right here. Okay, for example, it could be, hey, I want to show how many active cases do we have. Active cases by form. If I want that report to be shared with clients, I need to click on this on the top right where it says client access, individual or business. Okay? And make sure that your client, if you go to the client's account or profile, under client access, share reports, that this is active or enabled, sorry. Otherwise, he can't see the report. Let me show you. I'm going to refresh my screen, and now the report appears. And again, if he runs the report, it shows him how many active cases he has, or he's a case party. And he can export to PDF, Excel, or HTML. All right. Again, let me do it one more time. From your admin, go to Report Templates, create the report, and make sure that on the right-hand side where it says Client Access, this is checked. If you want the clients to access the report. It doesn't mean that every client will access this report. And also remember, they can only see their corresponding data. Okay? All right. So next item in my list is how can clients upload documents from their client portal? Well, first of all, if you have a case and you have updated the documents checklist, all you need to do is select the documents checklist, share with your client. I'm going to share with him. Click next and let him know, hey, client, I need you to please log into your portal These are the documents that I need, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Your clients, let me close this. Your clients would log in into their client portal. Again, the reason why we're doing this is because it's more secure than attaching their, evidence to an email. This is a lot better because they can just click on share documents. They'll see what you're asking for and they'll just click to upload. So let me upload a couple of documents so you guys can see. I'm going to select a couple of documents. Okay, so I picked a couple of files I have in my computer as a test. And I want you to see, again, clients can drag and drop files here or select whatever they want to upload. And this is where they can pick, okay, well, this particular JPEG is my passport. Or this particular JPEG is my, what is this, like marriage certification. Let me see. I'm going to pick this for the I-94. Well, you get the idea. I'm not going to upload all of these. Let me just remove these 3. Okay. So basically what the clients are doing is, okay, I see that you need these documents from me. I'm going to select what they are and then upload. Once it says complete, there's also a green bar on top that says operation was successful, so they can safely close that window and the file will show up right where it belongs. Well, if you go into that case, which is what I'm going to do, case number 96. What happens on your end is you're going to open the case window, go to your documents checklist, and the evidence that was uploaded will show up here. Let me make this smaller so you guys can see. Okay. Everything was turned PDF or converted, so, they can just preview. If it doesn't look, good, it's not clear enough, you can delete and request it again. But again, you can just preview. And once you have all the evidence, you can download or create a whole package. But yeah, that's how you can share the documents checklist and have them upload the evidence. There's always also the option to send a passwordless link. It doesn't require them to log in into the portal. And you can just tell them, hey, I need your passport. And they can just do it from that passwordless link. Okay? All right, so let's continue. Let's cover that. We're almost done. Let me show you how to share logs. Well, let's use the same case 96 and go to logs. It looks like we've got information like this one. RFE, we talked to the client. This was a few days ago. And I want to share this with my client. So if I select this log and click on share with client, select who am I sharing with, Francisco. And then I'm going to click next. Again, as a courtesy, I could send an email saying, hey, Francisco, I am sharing a log. Or maybe you don't need to because you have them on the phone. I don't know. So what happens on their end, when they log in, they have a section or icon on the left that says share logs. So your clients can access these notes that you're sharing with them. And it's going to appear here. See case 96, talk to client, RFE, or so that way it's like, you're adding a note or log in the system for your own records. But at the same time, you could share with your clients instead of sending an email. It's also a good way because they can't delete. There's no excuse like I didn't know. So yeah, I highly recommend that you use that feature. Now, if you mostly do employment-based cases, I highly recommend that you use our case initiation request optional module. So let me, for that, log in as if I was a company or a business client. The way this module works is they need to create a new case. Instead of emailing you, they'll just complete, let's say this is for Starbucks, maybe Sony. All right, so this is customizable. Just let us know which forms you want to use. And also this is customizable. You need to customize it based on your processes that you want the employers to see here. What type of matters or processes can they pick from this list? So let's say you're doing an H-1B change of status, and they'll just enter the information for the employee or applicant, and they'll just submit to you with the job description, salary, all the, obviously, like I said, this form is something that you guys can customize. But the idea is that once you receive this case initiation request form and you accept it, we will create an account for the applicant automatically. We will link it to the employer, and we will trigger the case. So instead of you creating the account manually, or again, link the employer, the system will do it for you. Again, if you mostly do employment-based cases, I highly recommend that you guys consider the case initiation request. All right, let me know if you have any questions at this point. Thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you for those who voted. All right, we're going to continue with the next item in our list, which was, let me share the PowerPoint. How do employers send questionnaires to employees? Remember, you have to enable that feature. So if I have an employer and a business client, let me search over here. It's a business, it's called ABC Corporation. All right, so I've got the account for my business client, and I'm going to access their client access. And I'm going to make sure that they are allowed to send questionnaires. Okay, so at this point, because they are allowed to send questionnaires to the employees, when they log in and they click on questionnaires, they can enter the applicant's first and last name and email address and pick the questionnaires that they want to, based on the type of process, again. And it's going to go, I'm just going to pick this welcome questionnaire. It's going to go on behalf of the corporation, okay, that message. So that, the applicant can receive the link, complete that welcome initial questionnaire, and then you guys as caseworkers will accept it. And lastly, there's one more optional module that you could be subscribed to that's related to the client portal features, which is the Acuity integration. With Acuity, you allow your clients to review or access your availability. Now, I currently don't have my account open with Acuity, but you just need to link it to your eIMMIGRATION. And the way you do that is also in the administrator portal under application settings. Let me make sure that I am sharing my screen. Okay. If you go to the admin portal, go to application settings, and then on the right-hand side, you're going to see the option to integrate. Here it is, under the calendar. And it looks like mine is disabled. No wonder why I couldn't see it. All right, so if you have access, not like me, you can access and link your account. But that way your clients can pick from your calendar availability and obviously book an appointment with you. Again, that if you need more information, I am sharing my PowerPoint presentation and you can click on the link and it will take you to the video where you can learn more about that feature. Let me show you the step-by-step instructions. So just to give you an idea, you just have to enable and link your account. These are all the instructions. And that way your clients can look at the, again, availability based on the type of, based on the calendar that you're sharing, and they can just book the appointment. All right, so let me continue with our presentation. I'm going to show you what resources and support options you have. You can call us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Pacific Standard Time, except on holidays. You can email us 24/7. That's our email address, or on the home screen option on the top right corner, it says technical support. So you can message us, or you can also send your feedback to developers. We have a user's guide, as you saw, with tons of articles and videos. And we also do these trainings for free live on Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, except on holidays. We even have a podcast called Cerenade Snacks, as well as a Facebook forum page, and of course, our YouTube channel called Cerenade Academy. Please subscribe. Now we have a section called Did You Know? And these links, I highly recommend that you click on to learn more about certain features like the tag helper, how to set up automatic payments, e-filing, which is very popular, how you can also import data from CBP, and more. These are the trainings that we have for July and August. So if you want to learn more about how to create your own questionnaires or maybe the administrative portal, as I said, we also have a billing training on August 30th. So make sure that you click to register just like you did for today. Now, these are the questions that you sent prior to the training. The first one was, how can a client schedule an appointment via their portal? As we saw with Acuity scheduling, you can enable the access. And again, I have the link for more info. Next question was, how to assemble a document using eIMMIGRATION. We have a feature called Document Assembly, which helps you organize the package. Let me show you how that one works really quick. So if I have a case, let me open the case window. Okay. If you have the case and you've worked with the forms and you've got the, evidence and the cover letters and everything is here, now go to Document Assembly and create the package. So let's say this is an adjustment of status. I've got these forms that I need. Let me just include those. The documents that I have include, as well as the cover letters. Again, I'll just select and move by clicking on the blue vertical bar. So I can now drag and drop. I say, okay, I want the birth certificate here. I want the passport here. See, you can just drag and drop cover letters and the evidence. Once you have the way you want this package to look like, create the table of contents, and the system helps you update the page numbers accordingly. So just click Save Changes, and you can either download the package or email it with the footer page numbering and the caption. And that's it. So that's the document assembly. If you have more questions, click here or contact us for more info. Next question was, how to approve access for clients to enter client portal. Well, again, as I said, you can access the client account or profile and click on client access, where you can allow, enable, disable, limit the access rights depending on the situation. Okay, but really quick so that it's here in the video, just go to the account for the contact profile. Click on the right hand side of the menu. At the bottom, it should say client access. And this is where you can enable, disable, delete. You can resend them the credentials. If they call you and say, I can't remember my password, it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can just update and send them the credentials again. All right. Next was how to create an intake form. Well, from the administrator portal, just click on custom form templates. My recommendation, let me show you really quick, again, is for you to attend the webinar we're doing next Friday. But just really quick, from the administrator portal, this is the icon, custom form templates, and click on intake forms. I suggest that you use what's in the system already instead of starting from scratch, but you could always create one from scratch, or again, copy any of these existing questionnaires. Just make a copy and remove or add whatever you want. Okay, thank you for those questions. I hope that you guys learned something new today. Please connect with Cerenade through various channels like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and thank you for those who have provided a review about the system. And yeah, your satisfaction is our priority. We appreciate your time. Thank you, everyone, and have a great weekend. Don't forget to download the PowerPoint presentation.